Well, hello everyone, and welcome to the first partner spotlight of 2021. So exciting times. This month has just been crazy busy for us, and we have a great partner. I'm so thankful that he took time out of his day to be here with us. His name is Gil Crenshaw, and Gil has been in the credit repair industry since 1995. So he's got a wealth of knowledge. He came on board, and we noticed that he grew his member base super fast. And so we reached out. We're like, Gil, what are you doing? And would you be willing to do an interview with us to help out some of our newer partners? So, Gil, welcome. And again, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you for having us. Appreciate it.
Of course. So, can you let's start from the very beginning. How did you get started in this industry?
On accident. So I know I
That
look
happens
like a
a lot.
baby. I know I look like a baby. I actually graduated high school in 1994. My very first job was working at a credit counseling debt settlement company. So I've been in the realm of credit repair for a very long time. It was my first job. I didn't think anything of it, and I ended up loving it. And then right around 2013, I started my own business where I was getting my own clientele and working files and what have you. And then it's grown to what it is now.
So, when you said you fell in love with it, what did you love about it so much?
I was always in positions to help people grow. I did student loans at one point, helping people get Parent and Plus loans. I did debt negotiation, things like that. So anytime I was able to help somebody change their lives, um, that's what my main focus was. And I fell in love with that part because of the what happened afterwards. People were able to get the things that they wanted and needed, and it just became kind of inspirational to me. So it was something I loved and just stayed in.
Awesome. So, you said you started your company in 2013, right?
Correct.
And what made you go from make the switch to jump into being, the business owner?
It's funny because I was actually at work getting more phone calls about personal credit repair clients than I was about my work clients. And so I had a great boss who encouraged me that working for somebody else was kind of a means to an end, and that I should just go on a limb and start my own company, which is what I did. Not and don't get me wrong, I struggled for the first 4, 5, 6 months until I understood how to get clientele, how to make money. And then it just, it blossomed into, my little hobby turned into a small empire.
That's amazing. And that's great that you had a boss that was so encouraging like that. And, I find that those first few months, that's a very similar story to like a lot of people that I know. And I know back when I had started a business in the past, it took about 6 months to figure out how to get the clients, because you know how to do the work. That's not the problem. But now, how do you get someone to trust you to actually hire you for this? I found like it's like that 3 to 6 month mark where something happens where you just figure it out. So,
Absolutely.
kind of speaking onto that topic, what were some things that you wish you knew back in 2013, 2014 before you started your business?
Yes, absolutely. So, a few things. The first thing is exactly what you said. If I would have known how to gain clientele, I think I focused more on actually doing the credit repair work. I thought that was more important than getting clients. But I will tell you, if you don't have, it doesn't matter how great your product is. If you don't have it in front of eyeballs, then no one's going to see it. You're never going to make an actual living. Yeah, you'll do great as a hobby and as side money. But if you're trying to do it, full fledged, it's something that's going to be long lasting. I would encourage you to learn how to gain clientele before you do anything else.
So probably do some sales marketing and before you start your business. Really get honed in on those skill sets,
Yeah.
and then go and make the
I
jump.
would say find your target market. Find the people that are going to that are in the realm that you're looking for. Once you figure that out, it's pretty easy to market to them. I got lucky. I was part of a huge community. I got trusted really quickly. I had great testimonials and things like that, and I started putting myself out there. I started branding the heck out of myself everywhere I could. And then I had almost a little gimmick as well, like PBBJ are my kids' names, Poppy, Brooklyn, Bronx, JoJo. So I just named my company after my children. And so I was able to kind of use them, brand me. And then that's kind of what grew it with my own peers. And then I started branching out and doing some real Facebook marketing and things like that once I learned what I was doing.
Awesome. So that actually goes really great with my next question. Let's talk about marketing and getting new clients. What are some of the most effective ways that you're able to attract business today?
I'm going to only talk about myself and what my success has been. And it's really frowned upon. And I think I'm one of the people who mastered how to do it correctly. But I offer free credit repair in exchange for promotion. That's what I've been doing. And I went from approximately 12 to 15 clients to over 2,000 in about a 24-month period. So very highly successful doing it. You know, it's not for everyone, but if you learn how to do a couple of things, there's an easy way that, you know, because people will get sick of seeing you promote your business over and over and over and over. And then you kind of saturate your own, you know, Facebook or Twitter or Instagram. So what I started doing was getting smart. I said, hey, I'm going to put it in front of as many eyeballs as I can. And I'm going to offer people free credit repair. And in exchange, they're going to promote for me. And that's what I've been doing for the last, you know, 2-3 years, and it's been highly successful for us.
Wow. So do you, for example, do you get a client and then you say, okay, you're not gonna charge you, but you have to refer 3 clients, let's say, or something along those lines?
Kind of. I do it a little bit differently. I build Facebook groups, huge Facebook groups, and then what I do is I put all the content in there. I put all the pictures I want them to post, and all they do is post. They, you know, so it's no thinking. All you have to do is pretty much copy paste, download the pictures, put them out there as your own post, tag me on it. I answer all the questions for the clients. Very simple.
That is genius. I love that. It's so genius and it's so simple. Like, what's that commercial? Even a caveman could do it. Right?
Yeah.
That's great.
I mean, and then you are getting compensated as well, because one of the caveats is you have to sign up for credit monitoring, or we can't help, which is, you know, another way that you're able to build up your affiliate income.
Absolutely. So what would you say, you know, right now in your business, what would be one of the biggest challenges that you guys are facing, and what do you plan to do, you know, to get over the hurdle?
Yeah, biggest challenges with credit repair is always going to be how quickly you can remove negative items and things like that. It's always things that are out of your control. You know, we can't control the USPS. We can't control the credit bureaus. We can't control the data furnishers. We can't punk or bully them into making things happen faster. And I think that the clients, I think we do a good job, and it doesn't matter how great of a job you actually do of explaining to them and setting the right expectations. Clients are clients in any industry, and they always want something faster than you can deliver. And, you know, they only hear what they want to hear as far as, you know, how long something is going to take, or potentially how long it's going to take. So I would say the only pitfall in the business is that part of it. It's always the anomalies that you can't control.
So what do you guys do in order to help with that? I mean, do you educate the client, like, listen, it's taken a lot longer than it used to. Like, you just have to be patient. Is that part of, like, the
a lot of that started with the COVID as well. And you know, it was kind of one of those situations where it was kind of like you could blame it on the COVID, but at the same time, it was really true. We couldn't do anything because, you know, bureaus were short staffed. The mail wasn't getting there on time. And so you had those two things working against you. And you know, we did a good job of encouraging our clients to, you know, hang in there. The only thing you're really paying for is the monitoring. You know, and, you know, we, at that point, we were doing something different. We weren't charging a monthly fee during the COVID. We were only charging for just the monitoring. And then once, you know, we got to a place where things started falling off and we felt like the bureaus were back up and running, we went back and turned our monthly payment service back on. So yeah, we took a hit, but at the same time, our clients took a hit as far as their time frames. So it worked out for both. And, you know, yeah, we lost a little bit, but the clients, we gained more of their trust. So, at the end of the day, it's all about the clients, because if we're not helping people, then what are we really doing?
Yeah, that's true. So what are some of the goals that you have for 2021?
Yeah, huge goals. The funny thing is I just started a brand new credit repair company with my wife and my son. My son is 23, and he contacted me and he said, "Hey, Dad, I kind of want to come into the business," and so we started another company. So main goal is to get that company up and running. And I'll be completely honest, and I think a lot of people need to hear this. There is a certain way that you set up a business to make it scalable and sellable. I did not do that with this business initially. And so I'm going to make certain that this next business that we set up is going to be able to be built up and sold at some point. So you have to structure it correctly up front. And so that's what we didn't do with this business, because it was a hobby and I didn't know any better. And so some of the things we want to do is clean up some of the mistakes that we made with the other business. So with the new business, we don't make any of those. And, I have a great mentor, and, not to shout anybody else out, but Dominique Brown has been great for our company. We're doing a little bit of training with him, and some of his methods about starting a business are phenomenal. And I would just encourage you to have a mentor, somebody that you can lean to, go to. That's all. It doesn't matter how big you get. There's somebody out there who's killing it more than you that you can learn from. So our goals are obviously to double the income that we did last year, which was great. And then for the new business, let's just get off to on the right foot with, same type of strategy and same structure, but we want to be set up differently so that we can really scale and sell this business at some point.
What do you mean by being set up differently to scale? Like how
Well,
can you elaborate on that?
yeah, so there's, corporate setup is a big deal. How you structure your business, if you're going to be a corporation, if you're going to be an LLC, if you're going to be an S corp. Not only that, there's ways that you can set up from the beginning to get business credit to, help your business benefit from having funding behind you. So those are some of the things that we did not do up front. And, because we weren't educated exactly, when we went to go do our taxes a couple of years, we were like, what is going on here? And so that's why I would highly encourage you to figure out what type of business you're going to be. If you're going to incorporate, make sure you know the differences between an LLC, a S corp, and a C corp, because it will save you around tax time. And that's what I mean.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So for all those of you that are watching live right now, you will get a chance at the end to ask Gil any questions that you have. So make sure that you are preparing those questions, because obviously you can tell he's a wealth of knowledge and he's very busy. So we've got him right now, but then after that, we don't have him. So get your questions now. And also make sure that you take some notes. What will be what is the favorite thing that you learned today? What was most impactful? Because I will be asking you that at the end, and Gil will be picking a winner. The winner, as you guys know, gets a $50 Amazon gift card.
Yeah, ask good questions so you can get picked.
And give us a good answer, so then Gil can pick his favorite one. So you mentioned that this year you want to double your income. You're starting the new business with your family. Where do you see yourself in the next 2 to 5 years?
Hopefully retired and letting my kids run the business, and somewhere in Hawaii, sitting on the beach. Nice. and just sitting back, kind of just answering questions, and really being the out of focus leader of the company. I've been doing this a long time, like I said, and it's time to kind of pass the torch down to the kids and grandkids. Yeah, I got that too. So, we got beneficiaries of beneficiaries that need to never work. And so if we structure this correctly, they will never have to work. They'll always have a position within the family business. And so within the next couple of years, we'll continue to build and build and build. And hopefully I can walk away. My son will be, polished enough to take over.
Absolutely. That's really powerful that you're thinking ahead for your family legacy like that. And you're right. Once you've got the processes and everything in place, it's just rinse and repeat as far as running the business. You put somebody else to do that, then, you can go live in Hawaii and sit back and relax a little bit more. But you put in all the grunt work in the beginning, so you deserve it.
I did. Trust me, I
For
did.
sure. Where do you see the credit industry going in the next 2 to 5 years as well?
You know, the industry is it's a funny business. I think you're only as good as your clientele, and as far as the business itself, there's really nothing that can be done to change it. It would take too much to change things. I think one thing we know is there'll always be people that have negative items on their credit. There will always be people who fail to pay stuff. And
True.
those things are always going to happen. So, as far as the structure, I think at some point, the credit bureaus and the Fair Credit Reporting Act will start to change a little bit. Some of the things that we do now are going to change, I would say, within the next couple of years. I don't know what exactly, but they seem something always seems to change. And I think people are starting to do things a lot differently with repairing credit, and getting a little more savvy. Therefore, the bureaus and all of those, that side of the business is going to have to kind of catch up to what we're doing to prevent us from doing our job, which will allow us to come up with different tactics like we always do, legally. And so if anything were to change, I think that it would be on the other end. It won't be on the CRO side. It would be more on the side of the bureaus and the people who make the legalities of it.
Right. So now, how has Smart Credit helped your business?
Oh boy. So I was with another company
Million dollar
before,
question.
and I did okay over there. I had a decent amount of clientele, and I just wasn't making a lot. My residual was nothing, compared to what it is now. So Smart Credit has, man, it's made it so, at the end of the month, I can pay my mortgage and pretty much all my bills with what we make just off of Smart Credit, not including the revenue that we make, just affiliate income alone from Smart Credit only. Really, really, really takes care of us. So, we have no complaints when it comes to Smart Credit. We are absolutely happy to partner.
Thank you. Now, what advice would you give to someone who is just starting out right now in credit repair?
Couple of things. I think the biggest thing is you have to realize that this is a business where things don't get great until you fix the credit. Initially, all the conversations are bad. These people are calling you because they need something fixed. So their conversations are a little daunting, and you have to be ready for that. Every conversation that you get until the credit repair work is done is not going to be the greatest. Now, you're going to have great clients and you're going to have terrible clients. Don't worry about that part. But just understand, you have to have a mindset that every call that I take is going to start off with a downer. And so that's the first thing. I would say the second thing is what we already talked about. Learn how to get clientele. If you have to offer something for free, do it. A free ebook, free credit repair, any of that. Just get your name out there. Learn how to get clientele first. You can always hire somebody to outsource to actually do the credit repair work. But for you to stay afloat, you gotta be in people's faces. So I would say absolutely change your mindset. Understand that you're going to be going into conversations that always start off with a negative. It's your job to turn those into a positive over time, and absolutely learn how to get your own clientele.
And you bring up a really good point about mindset, and you and I were talking about that before we got live. That if you come from a mindset of abundance and of
Yeah.
giving, you've obviously grown your business on the principle of giving, and it's made you very successful. I think a lot of people really need to take that in, because I also want to thank you for how honest you've been on this interview and sharing with us something that we haven't heard before on any of the other interviews. It's a very unique strategy that you have, and to be so open, I want to thank you for that. But it
Oh yeah,
also
my
comes
pleasure.
from the place of abundance, and I know that you have an abundance mindset. So
Absolutely. Yeah,
so that
absolutely.
helps.
And the other thing is, new people have to understand. New people coming into the business, whether you're working for somebody or you're working for yourself, just understand that this business is fast paced. These people are looking for results yesterday, and so go into the business understanding that, hey, I am in it to help you. If you go into the business willing to help, then you're going to get the benefits of monetary benefits later on. Just understand that. But if you're going into this business, I'm going to go into credit repair because I've seen a couple of people make a lot of money. You're going to fail miserably. If you go into it saying, hey, my mindset is to help as many people get out of their terrible situations any way that I can legally. And I always say legally because, there are people out there that will teach you things the wrong way. Legally, you'll sleep better at night, and you'll make a huge difference in your community. If that's important to you, please care about the client first. The money will come. I promise you that.
Absolutely. And while we're on that topic about learning and teaching, is there any reading or training that you recommend to help with somebody who's just starting out, or maybe somebody that's struggling in their business?
Yeah, I will always recommend Dominique Brown's free 30-day credit repair. He teaches you everything from A to Z. And like I said, I'm a supporter. I'm not affiliated with him by any means. I'm just telling you what has helped me. And like I said, my 23-year-old son set his own business up by himself with some of those tactics. And it's kind of easy to read and follow along. And I would recommend something like that from somebody who's really killing it. I would highly recommend. Like I said, have a mentor, have a go-to, find somebody. And let me also say this: there's a lot of junk on Facebook. You'll find a lot of these groups where people are not even doing better than you, but they're giving you advice. Okay. I stay out of the groups. You won't see me in any group. Every now and then I'll comment on something in the SmartCredit group. Other than that, I stay out of it because you're drinking a lot of Kool-Aid and you jump into the minutia, and a lot of that stuff is things that are old. And so I would be very careful about some of these groups that you jump in because you don't know who's running them or what they're saying. Yeah, you can take it for what it is, but at the same time, be smart. If something sounds too good to be true and it just sounds like a bunch of BS, it probably is. So, just be mindful and careful. Find someone who you trust that will give you good sound advice and kind of go there. Follow their lead if they're doing better than you. And then, at some point you'll either get equal or you start doing better than them, and then they start calling you for advice. And that's what started happening with me. Some of my peers are now, I'm their go-to. And so I would say, try to find someone who will mentor you and not, charge you an arm and a leg to give you sound recommendation or advice or, just some help. I don't feel, and you and I talked about this, I don't, feel as though you need to hide things. This business is for everyone. Somebody taught me. So how would I look not showing the other guy how to, do things the right way, or at least giving them a recommendation or pushing them sort of something that's going to help them grow, because we're all doing this for ourselves and our families at the end of the day. But the clients are the ones that keep you fed in this business, and we have to care about them.
And the thing is, too, just to your point, I'm a true believer that there's enough business out there for everybody, because there's a lot of people out there with bad credit, and you personally can't possibly help all of them, right? So
Correct.
It'd be too much. So again, it comes back to that abundance mindset. When you give, it always comes back threefold.
Absolutely.
At least. So Gil, is there anything that I did not ask you that you'd want to share? And then we're going to get into the questions. I already see some questions.
Yeah, I'll also share this, and I think a lot of people are scared to my method of gaining clientele is what works for me. You'll find what works for you. But one thing I always say is don't be afraid to offer somebody something complimentary if if they have a huge following, or if they are if there's somebody who's known and that you can get business, like if you have a realtor, if you have a car salesman, or somebody like that is very resourceful, don't be afraid to throw your name out there and say, hey, I don't mind doing something complimentary for you, but I want, after I do a great job for you, I want all of your clientele in return. Don't be afraid to do that, because like I said, We just talked about that. You in this business, you'll learn to be charitable. You'll learn how to be a cheerful giver. And if you're not, then you're not going to be very successful. But you have to give to get in any business. But this one is no different. And I would highly recommend if you find those are the people that can give you abundance instead of ones and twos. You know, if you meet a good realtor who can throw you a bunch, or if you meet somebody who does like the documents for real estate, they see people with bad credit all the time, and that's you may help them fix their credit, and in return they might give you all of their clientele. So don't be so money driven initially in this business. Be a little more charitable, because it's going to come back to you, I guarantee.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for that, Gil. That was
Oh
really
yeah,
insightful. So I'm going to tackle some of the questions that we've got coming in.
sure.
Not sure what the username on this one is, but I would say, if you could sell your company, who would you sell it to?
I haven't got that far yet, but if you have a strong client base and you have a company with no negatives against you, and there's always a buyer. There's always somebody who is looking to purchase your company, because number one, they don't want to do the work, especially if they're purchasing the name and the clientele and the way that you do business, and you still stay on board and either do the work or outsource the work for them. There's always going to be somebody to sell that you can sell the business to. I haven't got that far because I'm not looking to sell just yet. But at that point, I'm certain that I'll figure out a way to sell the business when it's that time.
Awesome. So here's from Maria Alba. What is something else you would have done different in the beginning when first starting this business?
I would have stayed out of the groups. I think I lost a lot of clientele, and I wasted a lot of time, going through the groups. And once again, figure out if you want to be a person who does all your credit repair work on your own, or if you want to outsource it. Because if you want to outsource it, then that's going to give you more time to do nothing but find clientele. That's what I would recommend with that.
Here we have somebody asking if you offer any mentorship.
Absolutely. Yep. I offer mentorship. A lot of people, I'm sure, are going to ask, how did you get your clientele? You can send me a message on Facebook, and I do have a little program where I'll actually teach you from A to Z. Thank you. A to Z, exactly how we do it, what we do it, what we, and just shoot me a message saying that you saw the podcast, and we can kind of go from there. But yes, I do offer mentorship.
Awesome. So this one has two questions. I'll start with the first one. What methods would you recommend to find a mentor? So we'll start with that
finding
one.
a mentor, that now you are going to have to do a little searching on the internet. I would, Facebook is going to be the easiest way. Start putting in credit repair companies, look at the reviews, look at, and I've mentioned, a couple of people already. So if you want to, those are going to be great resources. And, if you follow up on those, like I said, I don't want to put, because, I don't get anything in return. But if you want to look up Dominique Brown, he's a great guy to kind of follow. And he's got great sound advice. And, of course, he's going to try to sell you something because he's in business. But take a look at some of his content. It's amazing.
Awesome. And also, do you recommend automation for someone new to the industry?
Absolutely. So one thing, let me say this. It's not going to be time to automate until you have clientele, but it's not too early to start automating your business, especially if you learn how to automate the program that I offer. You can automate that so you get, people to do, credit repair in exchange for promotion. Or if you go out and get organic leads, you can, do your automation where they automatically go into whatever CRM you're using. And then, you can start to filter people out, and you can get them out an email and things like that to make life easier. So I absolutely recommend automation, but maybe you want to hang on to some of that money until you get a little more clientele.
True. So from Andrew here, what has worked better for you, advertising or word of mouth from
my word of mouth is unreal. I'm talking to my referrals are unreal every single day, and this is no exaggeration. I get between 3 to 7 people say, so and so sent me to you. so and so sent me to you, and my whole business is referral, because if you're promoting for me, I'm doing something for you. All of those are coming in as referrals. So all my leads that I work are somewhat warm or hot. So, and that's the thing that my son and I are struggling with on the other side, is that we do nothing but cold leads. For people who don't know us, know anything about us, we don't have any type of recommendation or anybody pushing them to us and saying, you got to work with this guy. And so it's a difference. So if you want to work warm or hot leads, my system is great. If you want to work cold leads, there's people who do really great. There's people who have amazing scripts to get clientele. I'm actually doing both. So I'm still keeping my business, but the other business we're actually just doing organic traffic through Facebook and through Instagram.
Awesome.
Let me also say this. One more modality that some of you guys should check out if you're brand new or if you're even a seasoned veteran. And don't laugh at me for saying this, but TikTok is a gold mine. You heard it here first. If you go on TikTok and you put in credit repair, you will see some of the best content you've ever seen in your life. I guarantee it. Now I just gave away my secrets.
No, thank you for that. We actually, I don't know if you saw that interview. We had somebody, one of our partners, she gets all of her clients from TikTok mainly.
It's amazing.
She just puts out videos there, and she grew a really fast following and grew really fast.
It's amazing.
Yeah. Here we've got somebody from Facebook asking, what CRM do you use?
I use Credit Repair Cloud. It's been my go-to for the last 4 years. I'm comfortable with it. It's easy. We use that.
Perfect. And what is your daily routine for success?
If you're not familiar, look up Jim Quick. Jim Quick is on YouTube, and the last name is KWIK. Huge motivator. I listened to him. I started implementing some things to help remember dreams and make your bed and be, ready for success. Have a lot of little wins that equal out to big wins. So I'll highly encourage you to, if you need motivation, definitely go to YouTube. I've also been doing some things that change your mindset while you're sleeping. So I've been listening to all of these, crazy things that my wife put me onto. So, I listen to things like that, encouraging things at night to kind of change your mindset. Take the fear out of your mind. It takes doubt out of your mind and things like that. And you wake up because you've been listening to all of these subliminal messages all night. And it's not anything demonic or, satanic. It's just very motivating things that don't allow you to be fearful. And in this business, you can't be fearful, because if you are, then I'm going to get your clients, because I'm not going to be scared to take them over for you.
Absolutely. I do the same thing. I haven't done it recently, but a while ago, I used to go to sleep to these like hypnosis tapes, and I know a few people in that space. And I started doing it when I was just feeling really stressed out in the business. And I was feeling probably, a lot of that fear, a lot of anxiety about things.
Yeah.
And it was all in my head because everything was fine, but I was just feeling this way. And it was making me unmotivated too during the day. So I started taking these like success hypnosis tapes, and I would listen to it before I went to sleep. And I was like killing it during the day after I started listening.
That's awesome.
I was like,
I think
so
they're
productive,
called like binaural beats, something like that. It's binaural, something like. I know I'm probably saying it wrong. My wife's probably up there laughing at me, but look up binaural beats. It's like BINAURAL beats. And, you can listen to them at night and it kind of change your mindset and get you ready for success. They have some for if you have anxiety or panic attacks like I do, and they have them for people who just want to be successful, business, all kind of things. So I would highly encourage you to, kind of jump on and just change your mindset, because I think as a society, with everything that's going on with COVID and things like that, we have a tendency to be a lot more negative than we ever were. And I think changing your mindset, especially if you're starting a new business or you're in business, or you're not successful in business, I think just a little tweak of the mind can change a lot of things.
Absolutely. The one I used to listen to, if anybody wants to look on their phone, it was called Omvana. So it's an app. So Omvana has a lot of those different types of like meditations and hypnosis things. Some of them are free, some of them you have to pay for. So just a little tip out there. All right, guys, I'm going to do a couple more questions, and then I'm going to ask the final question of the day, and we'll have to close out. We're getting a little tight on time. David Dishman wants to know, have you considered additional offerings, financial coaching, group coaching, business coaching?
You know, it's funny. I have a friend. I have a friend named Candy who is just she's on top of everything. She does taxes. She does everything. She does credit repair, and she's amazing at it. Uh, I'm not a jack of all trades. I just want to be really good at what I'm really good at. So I have not uh, experienced or jumped into anything lately other than credit repair, and I think it's because I have my hands full with it. So
Yeah.
I'm learning every day, and still in my own in the business that I'm actually pretty good at. So I have not reached any of those other pinnacles. I'm not sure if we will. We're really comfortable where we are. I mean, and our growth is we can continue to grow and grow and grow in the business that we're in. And don't be afraid to do that. But if you're one of those people who can handle a bunch of different tasks, by all means, go for it.
Yep. I just see somebody that's asked about the strategy that you gave in the beginning and how you got so many clients in such a short period of time. Can you just give us in like one sentence the strategy again?
Absolutely. Free promotion, free credit repair for promotion.
Yeah, so basically, you just offer free credit repair, post it on Facebook, some of your friends, and then once they get good results, you basically would give them the materials of what they need to post on their social media to pretty much refer you. I've
Absolutely.
had people do that with me, and it works. I had somebody work for free with me for some fitness related stuff, and I posted about my results, and a bunch of my friends, signed up with
Absolutely.
him. They had calls, so it works.
It
Took
absolutely
time, but it
works.
works.
Trust me, I'm an advocate of it. I've been doing it for a long time, and I'll tell you, without a doubt, it has single-handedly taken my business from a hobby to a small empire.
Absolutely. So now I'm going to ask the audience a question. We have a $50 Amazon gift card we're going to give away to somebody. So type in the comments, whether you're on YouTube or on Facebook, what did you learn here today? What was the best thing that you learned from Gil today? Put your answers in the comments, and then Gil is going to pick his favorite answer, and one of you is going to win $50. So while you guys are typing, I'm going to ask the last question. When using Credit Repair Cloud, do you use the standard letters or do you personalize the letters for each client?
I cheat. I outsource all my stuff to a great company that I work with. Um, I use Diamond Outsourcing. I used to do all my own work. I used to put in all my own letters, and I used to drink the Kool-Aid and steal all the letters that I thought were so great. And we did good, but at the end of the day, we just decided to hire help because it made more sense for us to be more successful on the front end. So, but yes, if I were doing Credit Repair Cloud, I would use very little of those pre-made letters. I would actually just keep the formula and put my own letters in there.
Here's a good question. I do want to point this one out. When do you
Sure.
offer free? Do you review the report first to make sure you can have an impact?
Absolutely. What I do is even easier. I ask for their credit karma information. I go through and I make sure it's a client that I want to work with, as long as they don't have any abundance of just gnarly things on there. I don't mind doing it. But yeah, what we do is we just check Credit Karma, see what their negative accounts are. And another thing about Credit Karma, you can use that when you initially do things, or you can kind of use I know SmartCredit has a like a dollar link that you can use for 7 days or what have you. It's easier because your clients are going to be non-committal for the most part. So what I do is I just use Credit Karma. I look at their reports, and then I send them something that says, these are the rules. You have to have this many clients. You have to sign up for credit monitoring. So you have to have this many Facebook friends. So that's how I do it. I have a kind of a standard. You have to have all of these things to be eligible to qualify
Qualify.
for this.
And we forgot to mention something. One of the ways he does make some money from these people that he's doing credit repair for free. because they're signed up to SmartCredit. So there's that
Absolutely.
commission. They do have to pay for the credit monitoring. They don't have to pay for the service, but I mean, you're still making a commission on that credit
Absolutely.
monitoring. So
Work smarter, not harder.
all right, Gil, can you see the comments on your
I
end?
cannot.
Let's see. They should be on your right-hand side. Do you see a little box that says comments, like in the top?
No, it says you're in the show. Everyone can see and hear you. That's all I see on the right-hand side.
Okay. Maria, can you pull up some of the comments on the screen so he can read them? And then we'll pick one. All right, next. Next. Referrals. Next. Very true. Care about your clients. Next. Referrals. Yep.
You guys are making it too easy.
There's some longer ones here coming up. Personally, I love this one, actually.
I like that.
Very true. Don't be all about the money. Yep.
Indeed. Boom.
Mindset,
I like that
very,
one.
very important.
Very true. Man,
This
these
is
are
gonna
good
be
ones.
tough, Gil. He's
Boy, you are
definitely an
just trying to
excellent.
suck up, aren't you? You're doing a good job because I like it.
He's definitely an excellent communicator for sure.
Indeed, I appreciate that.
We've got one more left. All right, Gil, what do you think?
All right, I got two. So we got to make a decision here. I think it was Tracia and Samoy. Those were the two that love that one. And those were my two favorites. And I'm going to go with Tracia. I like that.
All right. Trisha, you got $50. So Maria will be in touch with you to get your contact information and send you your gift card. And Gil, thank you so much for your time. We went a little bit over today, but we had a lot of questions from the audience and a lot of great information. So I wanted to make sure that we got through most of the things that we could. So thank you so much.
Oh, it was absolutely my pleasure. I would love to do this again someday.
Well, we might ask you again for sure because, we do this monthly and there's definitely room. So thank you so much. And everybody, Thank you so much for watching. Remember, we'll have this again next month, the last Tuesday of the month. It's when we do the Partner Spotlight. And if you would like to be considered for the Partner Spotlight, just reach out and let us know. And we'll take the conversation from there. So thanks, everybody. Have a great night. And I'll see you next month.